Welcome to the Geeks Attic. This is a book review of Star Wars Poe Dameron Free Fall. Star Wars Poe Dameron Free Fall is a YA novel written by Alex Segura and published by Disney Lucasfilm Press. Now this tale takes place roughly 16 years after the events of Return of the Jedi and 15 years before The Force Awakens. Now let's get into a brief summary. Before we get to that summary though, I want to let you know that this is a spoiler-free review, but if you would like to know one heavy spoiler, no, it's not a heavy spoiler, it's just the name of a character that shows up for a very brief cameo that made me smile, so stick around after the credits and I'll reveal that name. I'd like to thank the folks at Disney Lucasfilm Press for sending me this digital copy to review in advance. After the death of his mother, Poe Dameron has a hard time connecting with his father, who prefers to have Poe stick close by to live off the land on the family farm. However, Poe just can't do it. He has too much of his mother in him, Shara Bay, who was a former pilot. Now he's desperate to get off Yavin 4 and have an adventure all his own. Now a team of smugglers make a pit stop on Yavin 4, and as luck would have it, Poe and the gang run into each other at a local bar. Coincidentally, they need a pilot, and Poe's desperately needing a way off Yavin 4. Now he's duped into joining the group, who introduce themselves as smugglers. However, smugglers they are not. They are actually the spice runners of Kijimi. Smugglers are scoundrels. Spice runners are also scoundrels, but also much more dangerous and a little bit more thieving. Poe gets involved with the gang, but he is extremely conflicted by his decision to do so and can't help but think of who he was, who he is, and who he will become. In this tale of hope, choices, love, and family, we follow Poe Dameron on his youthful adventure as a spice runner of Kijimi and how it shapes him into the man he becomes. So now let's go ahead and talk about the characters. There are quite a few new characters, which is always nice. There are a few recognizable names, of course, and I'm going to talk about just two, Poe Dameron and Zori Wynn. First, let's talk about Zori Wynn. That's right, I said Zori Wynn, not Zori Bliss. She goes by a different name at this point in her youth. Now, she's a young gun in the Spice Runners of Kijimi. She's a thing for Poe, but a bigger thing for the lifestyle of the Spice Runners. She's strong-willed and knows exactly what she wants. She's prepared for action and ready to strike whatever the target may be. Now, Zori's portrayal in this tale explains so much more about who she is in The Rise of Skywalker. Now let's talk about Poe Dameron. He's stubborn and has a hard time staying true to himself. He craves adventure more than anything and sacrifices much to get what he wants. Or is it really what he wants? Now, Poe is the son of veteran rebel fighters. His mother was A-Wing pilot Shara Bay. His father, Kes Dameron, belonged to a ground force unit known as the Pathfinders. Poe is extremely conflicted. He doesn't want to be told what to do or how to live his life. Now he faces challenges head-on and tends to learn the hard way. And now would be a good time to go into my overall thoughts. The book starts off with a pretty intense action sequence. We quickly learn of Poe's relationship between his parents and his heart's desires. Now the book is action-packed pretty much from start to finish. It does slow down in parts to build character moments between the cast, which is necessary for sure, and those elements were fantastic. Now the book is a YA novel, but sometimes it actually reads like a junior novel. However, there are plenty of elements in the book that make it too mature for a junior novel. There are elements in the book that I really did enjoy, but overall I am a little disappointed with the book. Some things just didn't make much sense. The way some characters spoke was a little odd, like what they said was supposed to be smart or comical, but it just really didn't come across that way. And same goes for the writing in general. Now, for example, the trio turned to see a group of officers shooting first and asking questions later. It just doesn't make much sense. They saw them asking questions later in the present. And I know how the saying goes, shoot first, ask questions later. I've heard that many times, but I feel the usage in this book was not correct. Writing elements were repetitive, making the structure predictable. Dialogue, action, thoughts, repeat over and over. Now the writing was non-descriptive, so imagining the story in my head was a little bit difficult. Now I don't need everything described and laid out for me, but a little bit more description would definitely be more beneficial for the reader. The author does an excellent job of making this a fast-paced, action-packed Star Wars tale. Now there is one other little complaint that I have, but it's more with the story group and not the author, because we've seen this in The Rise of Skywalker, so I know the author didn't just come up with this. That would be hyperspace skipping. Now, the book proves that the concept is not really that great. When the group is in trouble, they decide to hyperspace skip. It means they wanted to jump from one location to the other really fast in hopes to lose their pursuers.
Now, why not just go somewhere very far away or just correct the little problem that they have in hyperspace? Now, maybe the book is just confirming that hyperspace is pretty much instantaneous and doesn't take days to weeks to travel somewhere at great distances, and I don't like that one bit. But, like I said, story group, not the author. So these spice runners of Kijimi are supposed to be super awesome and extremely dangerous. They don't really come off as such. I can't recall a single spice running scheme. I don't think they actually did that at all in the book. So yes, there are some crazy things that the group gets involved in, but seeing what the spice runners actually do isn't something that we really focus on at all. So overall, I've got mixed feelings for the book. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It was good, fast-paced, easy to read. Like I said before, it was kind of like a junior novel, but a YA novel crossbreed, if that makes any sense. It was different than the other YA novels and different than the other junior novels. Was it necessary? I guess if you're a hardcore Poe Dameron fan, then yeah.
So do I recommend that you pick up and read Star Wars Poe Dameron Freefall? Well, if you're a fan of Poe Dameron and Zori Bliss and you'd like to know a little bit more about their youthful days, then the answer is yes. So if you would like to make that purchase, I have provided a link down in the description box below, so check that out. Also, for my rating, I will give this book a C+. It's not that bad, but a few little writing changes I think could have made the book a little bit better. It's hard to surprise us too, and we already know the outcome of certain characters. So that'll do it for this video. Check me out at TheGeeksAttic.com and find me across all social media at TheGeeksAttic. Have a good one.
Who is it that shows up in a very brief cameo? None other than the random character that we see once in A New Hope, Boshek. Bye.